Leslie here with my Spider-Man review. Now, as I said in my Civil War review, which thank you, by the way, for all the views and all the likes. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers since that Civil War video. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. I'm very glad to have you. And as I said in that video, I want to give my thoughts and where I think Spider-Man's going in this universe. My thoughts on his scenes in the movie and my overall impression of this new Spider-Man played by Tom Holland. So it's the week after Civil War, it's playing around the world, it's breaking box office records. So far, everyone has experienced the terrifying, the deadly, the amazing Spider-Man!
My name's the Human Spider.
I don't care, get out. No, he got my name wrong.
No, not you. The other guy.
Who are you? Spider-Man.
No, not you either, not you either. You're great, I mean, you guys are both great, but younger. I'm talking about someone younger, a little bit more British. Underoos?
Hey, everyone.
Ah, there he is. That's the one. That guy. Yeah, I was talking about that guy. So if you don't know, I love Spider-Man. I absolutely love Spider-Man. He's my favorite comic book character in front of Batman and Superman and Hawkeye. All those characters. He is my favorite character. The 2002 film not only jump-started my love for superheroes. I mean, that film is what got me into comic books. That film is what really got me on the train of really loving superhero films. But it also jump-started my love for film. That film was the film where I was just like, I wonder how they do that. How do they, make a man swing through buildings? How do they make a man land on buildings like that? How do they do all that stuff? I wanted to learn all that stuff. And Spider-Man is the film that kind of got me going in that direction a little bit. I had never seen a movie on that scale before, and just, I mean, this was, how when Superman came out in 1978, I think, there were just, there was a tagline, "You'll believe a man can fly." This was that movie. Spider-Man was that movie for me where I was just like, you can believe a man can web between buildings. I had never seen that stuff before. And Spider-Man just instantly became my favorite superhero. He was super relatable. He, I liked that, his morals. I liked that he was just a really good guy, and he was always trying, sure, life beat him down and, took things away from him, but he kept on going at it. And I love that character. I fell in love with Peter Parker. He's a fantastic character. He has never ceased to amaze me. My favorite Spider-Man story actually is Spider-Man Civil War. Really puts him through the ringer, but he comes back, he bounces back really well, and just really love that character. My favorite comic book run on that character is Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate series, the Ultimate Comic Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. Absolutely love that take on the character. It was a very modern take. It was a very real take. You understood that Peter was a teenager, and he really went through a lot in that entire, I think it was like 118 issues in total. Sure, they did like some reboots and revamps, but in total it was about 118 issues, and it was just a fantastic, beautiful story, and I absolutely loved it. Now, Spider-Man in film has gone through a lot over these 14 years. He's had a great origin story and an even CGI series, his own Dark Knight, and an even sequel that ended up being an improper send-off to a franchise, a definitive animated series, a pretty enjoyable reboot, and we're not going to talk about that one. But now Spider-Man is finally part of the MCU. It's something that fans have been yearning for years. He can finally stand in the room with all of these other MCU characters. Now, Sony still owns the character, and Marvel has creative control over Spider-Man, but that's how we got Spidey in Russia, in an airport, with Earth's mightiest heroes. I love Spider-Man's introduction in this film. Tony is looking for more recruits, a few recruits to apprehend Team Cap. And he comes knocking on Mr. Parker's door. Apparently he's been keeping tabs with Peter's after-school activities while he's swinging around the city, and he sees Spider-Man as a non-lethal weapon, as someone who can properly apprehend all of these superheroes without killing them or maiming them. When we meet Peter, he's a struggling teenager in this film. In this movie, he lives in a small apartment in Queens in an even smaller room. Now, Spidey does end up on Tony's side, but the funny thing is, when he's explaining why he does what he does, why he is Spider-Man, he sounds like he should be on Steve's side of the conflict. Spider-Man wants to look out for the little guy. He thinks that if he has this power and he doesn't use it, if he doesn't use this power to protect someone, then it's his fault. You can't always look out for the little guy when there's the Accords floating over your head. You can't fill out paperwork to stop a bank robbery. What if it's not in their interest? What if it's too little of a crime? I think Peter Parker, at least this Peter Parker, wouldn't stand for that. Now, I don't know how these Accords affect people like Spider-Man, Daredevil, or Jessica Jones, but I guess we'll see in future installments. Those characters are more under the radar anyway, and they aren't, well, none of them are really Avengers. But Pete, after a very enjoyable interaction between the two, does side with Tony, and he does go to Russia to engage with Team Cap. And this is where we truly get to see the MCU's Spider-Man in action. He's fast-talking, he's intelligent, calling out the mechanics of Falcon's wings, and also admiring the craftsmanship of Winter Soldier's metal arm. He's super strong, able to hold his own against Winter Soldier and Captain America. Plus, he never stops talking. He even gets called out for it by Falcon. That's one of the things I've always loved about Spider-Man. He's a motor mouth. He's a character that uses his humor to hide his nervousness. Now, he's a bit rusty in the fighting department, but makes up for it in his use of his acrobatics and his webbing. I've always got the impression that Spider-Man is a self-taught fighter. He's never really had anybody to train him on how exactly to do what he does. Plus, they never shy away from the fact that Peter is a kid, and a young one at that. He doesn't even know exactly what the Empire Strikes Back is. But that's what I love about this Spider-Man and the universe as a whole. Marvel embraces who these characters are. They never shy away from the silliness or even the campiness that some of these characters can come with. They bring them into the modern world with their characteristics intact. And they've done it once again with Spider-Man. Tom Holland sticks the landing with this new iteration of the character. Now, is this web slinger better than previous incarnations? I don't know yet. He was only in the movie for about 20 minutes. To declare whether or not this kid really is the best of the best, we still need a standalone feature in which Spidey does what he does best. Which luckily we are getting. Spider-Man Homecoming comes to theaters next July and is going to be the chance where Tom Holland truly gets to shine. What I really want to see in this film is a scaled back, personal story like we got in Civil War and Ant-Man. I don't need to see Spider-Man fight a billion robots or, I don't know, a billion Spider-Man. But I do want to see a movie about a guy looking out for the little guy, looking out for the citizens of New York, while some megalomaniac terrorizes the city. Spider-Man stopping the bad guy, trying to get to school on time, trying to maybe get to the homecoming dance. I don't need the end of the world in these Spider-Man movies. I really don't need the end of the world in any of these MCU movies except for Infinity War. I just want to see more personal stories. I like what they've been doing with Ant-Man and Civil War. The stakes, you can have high stakes, but the world doesn't need to be in jeopardy. Also, hopefully we get a villain that we haven't seen before. I don't want to see the Osborns again for another 5 years. Seriously, we've seen this story played out twice over the last 14 years with disappointing results. Spider-Man has a spectacular rogues gallery, and it's about time we started delving into them properly. Marvel, Sony, give us something new. So, those were my thoughts on Spider-Man in Civil War. Did you guys enjoy this new version of Spider-Man? Please let me know in the comment sections below. Also, if you haven't already, if you haven't gotten around to seeing the movie, even if you have seen the movie, please go on and check out my Captain America Civil War review. No spoilers in it. Please check that out. Once again, thank you so much for all the new subscribers that video has brought, and thank you so much for the views. That is my first video that's cracked 2,000 views, and I'm glad to have their support and to get my content out there. So thank you very much for everyone who watched that, and hopefully I can keep up the good work. And also, if you haven't already, please follow or check out Majored Minor. It's an entertainment website a couple of friends and I are running. There you can check out news on movies. You can check out music album reviews. My friend, the editor-in-chief over there, Mikey Ruiz, he actually does Game of Thrones recaps. I'm probably the only person in the world that's still on season 1 of Game of Thrones, but he does recaps of the entire season 6. He's going to be recapping it every Sunday. So if you like Game of Thrones, if you feel like you want to talk about it after you watch an episode, he does recaps of that. So please go over and check that out. And last but not least, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like hearing me talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button. Come join the conversation. I'll be glad to have you. I'm Darren Leslie. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys next time.